Welcome to my manga. I'm Adrian Manga, and Record of Ragnarok. I have meant to get to this a while back, but as I mentioned in my solo leveling review that I just put up, say, from now half a minute ago, I just haven't had any energy, and that's why. That's why I haven't done any One Punch Man webcomic. I will do all the stuff I have gotten up to later, just not right now. Now let's get to the chapter. And damn, this chapter, I don't know. I have to reread the Raiden vs. Shiva fight because these are kind of the same feelings that I had with the Raiden vs. Shiva fight. Maybe I have to reread the whole thing together, and maybe that'll be really enjoying, like how I enjoyed all the other fights. But I haven't really enjoyed this fight. I don't know why. I do like it primarily. I think I like this one a little bit more than the Raiden vs. Shiva fight at the beginning, except I don't like how Zero is basically being not as good as I thought he would be. He seems to be like a child. Like he's. And something else I learned is that not only is Bishamonten, not only was Bishamonten meant to be on the list, and I was meant to make a video about this a while ago, but I didn't. I'll probably still make it. Was that another member of the Seven Lucky Gods was meant to be on the list, except that, including Bishamonten, both of them were meant to be on the list. Something else, I think it was replaced with, I don't know which one was replaced with, but I do think that Zero should be way more powerful. I love his weapon, the way they explain his weapon in this chapter, although I do feel like that he's a little bit of a crybaby in this chapter, Zero, which makes me like him a little less, but I do like this chapter. Like, Buddha basically is owning this fight, and we get introduced to the four sages, which Buddha is a member of. So the three others, Confucius, Confucius, Socrates, and Jesus. Yes, Jesus is in Record of Ragnarok, which personally, if it were me, I wouldn't touch Jesus with a 7-foot pole, armed weapon. Because I am not. There are people out there who would say, "Oh, the Lord and Jesus Christ." So I would not get in. I would not touch that stuff because people are weird. And I think this is the best way to use Jesus. He doesn't talk in this chapter. The other two do talk a little bit, and we do get to see their personalities. Jesus doesn't talk, but he's on the human side. So in Record of Ragnarok, he's a human. He's just a straight up human. So he might have had a gift from the gods. Maybe you could explain that away, that the gods gave Jesus a gift. Or I'm just trying to rationalize it. And I do like these four sages. I do prefer this over, like, hopefully Jesus being introduced later in the series as this biggity badass. But if Jesus is just there, watching the fights, I enjoy that. And we get to see Zero. His weapon basically is explained to be to get stronger the more misery and all the sadness that Zero feels. It gets bigger and more powerful, which I personally think is pretty cool and kind of goes away with the weapon, with how Buddha fights. Buddha has like this, I think it's the 8th pillar, and it gives like this awesome design that I really like, that is in Eastern philosophy. Like, it's kind of like, I think it's the cherry blossom or like a plant. It's really goddamn good, and it just shows that this awesome design, and just allows Buddha to just like dodge it instantly. Like, he knows what's gonna, it's like a future sight ability. Like, it's only like a few moments, but it's awesome. I don't think it's as good as Eyes of the Lord. I still think Eyes of the Lord is better. But then you got, it's even brought up that Buddha's move is very similar to Sasaki Tanjiro. Not Tanjiro. Sasaki, I'm just gonna call him Sasaki, the world's greatest loser, and his ability is to see all possibilities, and I quite enjoy that ability, all of Poseidon's attacks. But this one, you only see a few moments ahead. I think that the other one might be a little bit better, but it allows him to see a few moments ahead and dodge it. And I think that this will allow that Buddha can hit Zero as many times as he likes, but when this match goes on, all Zero really needs is, if it gets to a certain level, all he needs is one really good hit. Buddha's down, I think. That's how I can think this fight goes. Like, one good strike on Buddha, he's down. And like, Buddha can strike Zero and he can deal with it, but I think if Buddha gets hit once, he gets taken down. Or he can be taken down, or a few strikes now, like maybe he cuts Buddha's arm off, like it's an example, I don't think that's gonna happen, but if he cuts off Buddha's his arm, then maybe his weapon will get less powerful. And I just love this weapon. It's got like a cool design, like looks like it's made of flesh and metal at the same time. Like, it becomes bigger, the Misery Axe, and at one point it grows spikes. It's literally the most edgiest weapon, both in the figurative sense and the literal sense. And this battle is already getting really high because one strike from this axe went all the way into the stadium. Like, the crack went into the stadium. So I think this match so this is like the middle fight. Like, this is like, there's going to be other fights after this, but this is basically the middle fight. 7 and 6 is the middle fight, like 7's gonna be the middle fight. Maybe at the end of this fight there'll be like a break, like a few chapter break, like they have to rebuild the stadium, because Buddha and Zero will be so destructive in that fight, even though in all the other fights they haven't even gotten into the stadiums. Well, except for Shiva's destruction form, which allowed him to burn a whole bunch of stuff, but I do think that was really cool, and how they could maybe destroy the ring and all the arena. They probably have to have it built by, say, Hephaestus or some other gods of construction. It'll probably be like how they did it in Dragon Ball, like, or in Avatar, in the, I think it was the Blind Bandit episode that they get introduced to Toph. Like the Earthbending Tournament arc, how they have like the Badger Moles like clean up the stadium, like maybe it's an hour or two just like having the stadium being rebuilt, and just wait, maybe we could get an extra time between fights, just like to see some, 3 at most, I could definitely say. Like, this fight is different to the other ones, because it's not just a god versus a human, it's a god versus a god. This is going to be awesome. And this is going to be cool. And Buddha just keeps dodging. That's all he does. He does strike Zero one time, and we do get this awesome technique from Buddha with the eyes, but Zero does have the power, I think, in this area. I think that if Zero one strike down, and I love Confucius. I think it's Confucius. Yeah, I think it's Confucius. Wait. Yeah, it's Confucius. Confucius. I was trying to figure out if I was saying the right name between Confucius and Socrates, because earlier today, I was listening to the epic rap battle of East versus West philosophers, and that is super weird, and I just keep getting their names mixed up. That's probably going to happen, since they're probably going to be like the Lubu's friends and all the other groups like who were connected to the fighters and just watched the fight, which I loved. And this tournament has been pretty grounded. But I like what Zero does in this chapter. He basically makes a book of blades. It's the best way I can describe it. Like, Zero's axe becomes so big and wide that it makes, like, I think 6 axe blades that kind of look like a book to me. Like, if it's anybody else, tell me in the comments down below if it looks like a book. Or tell me what else this axe looks like to you, but it looks like a book to me. Like, when I first saw it, oh, it looks like a book when it goes down. And, look, and then Buddha activates his staff, which turns into a shield. Which also gives me an idea of that this will be all types of weapons. Like, they said like 6 weapons, and I'm hoping that Buddha's staff will turn into 6 different weapons. Although we did get Hercules' 12 different labors, which they didn't really show. They didn't show many of them, and a few of them were the exact same. So 6 will be more manageable than 12, I think. Personally, to me, I think it'll be more manageable. But Buddha, like, spins his staff, these scrolls come out and form a shield, which blocks, like, the giant 6 axes that are coming down on him. And I heard that, like, Zero's axe, like, morphs as well. Like, maybe a two-handed axe, or maybe 2 different axes, or maybe just keep shape-shifting, or maybe a chain. Maybe use the flesh as like an axe whip, or maybe it turns into a mace of axe heads and like spin it around. That would be awesome. I think that's how I think this fight's gonna be going. I don't know. I think the arena's gonna be destroyed, and that's it. This is Wayminger. Wait. Should I really end it right now? Yeah, I should end it. This fight was awesome. Like, I didn't really like all the, oh, pull me. That kind of dragged the chapter down a little bit. Like how Zero just felt, oh, pull me. I liked his chapter. I didn't like this one as much as his, like, backstory chapter. And I'm glad that I hope this isn't just like a one-shot. Like, I hope they do not do a one-shot. Like, I want this series to go as long as possible and be as good as it possibly can be. Like, damn. Tournament arcs are some of the best thing in anime, and this is one of the best tournament arcs. There are definitely better ones, but I love it. Now, that's it. I enjoyed this chapter. There's nothing else to say, but thanks for watching. This is Wayminger. I am Ancient Winger, signing out.